aura mode.
The playoff aura.
But same goes with the Onic PH, especially that's what we call the Onic magic,
Yeah,
right?
the Onic magic, indeed. There's also another magical moment that I kind of want to bring up again because this was said in the panel. They transform when they face up against each other.
Ooh.
Aura PH is totally different when they're facing up against Onic. They're so good. That is also true with Onic. When they're facing against Aura, it seems like they put 100% of their brain capacity.
I like your point about that because, again, these guys are the so-called rivals
Destined
in the league.
rivals.
Destined rivals. And if you watch stories, if you watch anime, if you watch legendary stories about rivals, both of those guys, the opponents, they know each other so well. They know each other perfectly to the point that they know the next movements. Man, this is going to be interesting. The draft is starting right now. We are seeing Aura PH in the camera. And look at this. Starting with the Uranus, the Barretts, and the Natalia ban. Meanwhile, for Onic, what do we have here?
It's Selena and Esmeralda. You have to take note. These three heroes that Aura PH banned, these are the heroes that Onic PH got when they won against them. That's interesting.
Yeah, I like it. I like that your point because the Selena is actually a high win rate hero if you give it in the hands of Greed.
Exactly.
Aura's ex-teammate. Sorry, Onyx ex-teammate. And then, yeah, because of that, I think Onic PH, their plan here is that to respect every perfect hero, every strong hero for the side of Aura PH. Yeah.
So you take away all of the comfort picks, basically speaking. And you can see Onic PH now, they gave away the Yuzong. This is one of their best picks. And if you think about it, the picks of Onic PH have been banned out, particularly on the side lanes.
Yeah.
Most particularly for Dilar. They still have the Thams, and you still have the Khalid. Now it's picked up. Khalid is a hero that wasn't really the priority yesterday. In fact, it was... There were times that there's no pick nor ban on this hero.
The Khalid,
on the Khalid, but
usually we see it on the fourth pick.
Exactly.
And people are using it more of a tank rather than a side lane. Just want to talk about the side lane matchup here. You've been talking about this. Erasing Glar's pool and erasing Iaknu's pool. How will this affect Onic PH?
Definitely big. Because most often teams just take away Venus heroes, right?
Oh,
and they don't focus on Dilar, they don't focus on Iaknu, and then they get defeated. Aura PH is totally different. They know the main anchor, the main cornerstone of what makes Onic PH successful, and that is the Oh My Venus.
Yeah, the Queen.
The Queen.
And still no heroes yet for the Queen. But speaking of support, there you go. You now have it for the side of Aura PH. The Farsa. I could therefore say that the Farsa is the most successful hero yesterday in the MPL playoffs, especially with the last series of Omega versus Blacklist International. Now in the hands of Greed, plus the Roger and the Yuzong. The first three picks right now of Aura PH is looking perfect for their squad.
That is actually amazing that you pointed out. It just makes a lot of sense against Onic PH. And also, I like what you said about the success rate of these heroes. Farsa is really one of the key heroes yesterday. It lost in the last game of yesterday's matches, or earlier of today's matches, by the way. But kidding aside, this is a hero that that is, how do I say this? It's plug and play. You can put it in any kind of lineup.
Yeah, and
it will make sense.
It's also an Onyx specialty, I think.
Wow.
But is that true though?
0% win rate on Greed's Farsa. It's interesting.
I think you need to double check that, Wolf.
That is actually true too.
Oh my.
Only picked twice in the group stages and lost both of those times.
Okay, that's quite big.
That is massive because it kind of that probably is why Onic PH banned out Valir and Selena, and then they gave away the Farsa on the first. I mean, they could have picked that up, but they gave it to Aura PH and
because they know the stats.
They know the stats.
They did the research. Wow, this is interesting coming in from Onic PH. I also like the Yishun Chin pick, the immediate Yishun Chin pick, so that right now, for the last few phases of the picks and bans, we're now focusing on the tanks here, Wolf. So what are the priority picks and bans?
Who obviously for Aura PH, you want to look at Kufra. It's already banned out. You want to look at Atlas. They're picked up by Aura PH as well. Although Atlas is not a hero that you kind of see more often.
Yep.
Hilda is surprisingly not yet picked up by Aura PH. I think it could be banned out now by Onic, seen as one of the standard Reflecia heroes.
Oh, the Hilda.
Hilda was picked.
Especially right now in the Project Next meta, we have these, what do you call it, jungle invaders?
The jungle invaders.
The jungle invaders, the Natalia, the Hilda, and of course Onic PH securing their own jungle invader, which is the Jawhead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that the Hilda is open here for the side of Aura, but who knows? They could probably pick up a Popol in Copa as well.
1-1 is going to be banned out by Onic PH. They don't want to see that hero for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
One of the new trends right now, especially
double
having
core.
the late game capability of the Project Next patch, where every game could probably go to the 18-minute mark.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if we are going to see more of these late game games, basically. And we're gonna have elongated
so.
games, extended games.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
Do you
'cause-
really hope so?
Yeah, because you want to watch action-packed games.
No,
By the
kidding
way.
aside, this matchup, you know that we've been waiting for this.
Oh.
We want to see a 5-game series.
Against
I
both of
won't
these guys.
mind casting this all throughout.
Yeah, it's gonna be explosive, man. Onic versus Aura PH. This is the third chapter of their matchup.
Yep.
And again, guys, the story right here is that Onic PH could actually prevent this from happening in the group stages, but they chose to win. They chose to match up with Aura PH to end the story right here, right now.
That is actually an interesting thought, an interesting insight, because it is true. If
Yeah.
if Onic PH just gave away just literally 1 point to Aura PH, this would not have happened.
Yeah.
But Onic PH, they know that this is a possibility. They know that if they defeated Aura in the group stages, this matchup will happen.
Yeah.
So probably they are prepared for this.
So get rid of your biggest problem right away. There you go.
Double.
The 2-core setup
Yep.
for Aura PH. Wolf, you're kind of like tilting your head here. What's happening here? This is the first time that I've seen this from Aura PH after a long time.
Here's the thing, right? I know and I trust Ling for Aura PH. And I also trust them doing the double core setup. They can do that. But with Roger and Ling, that's where the question marks happen, because we've seen this before. If you start the Roger on the side lanes, it struggles heavily. That is also what happened with Onic PH when they tried for this side lane Roger. It was bullied out against the 1-1, for example. But I guess Aura PH knows already their lane matchups. They know that the Khalid and Alice will be their matchup, so they were confident about this. So there it is, the Eudora. This is great against all of these heroes that rely heavily on that are quite squishy.
Yeah.
It could be easily be dealt with this Eudora.
You know, man, I like it because it's perfect for the queen.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, my Venus, for the first time, you're
You're
gonna
right.
choose
You're actually right.
the Eudora in the game. We've seen this from Ren Esports used by few, and it was so successful. We also seen it in other regions as well because of the burst damage, the electric conductor passive, just
Exactly.
a massive damage output for your
100%,
team, right?
100%.
100%, especially if you have good AOEs. So wow, in terms of early game here, I'm leaning towards Onic PH, man, in terms of draft. But looking at the lineup, 2-core setup, that's the trend right now. It seems like it's going to be Aura PH in game 1.
We'll know. Eudora is also one thing that's also trending right now, by
Yeah.
the way. Well, here's the thing. What we want to see here is that we will prove what is better or what is the more comfortable for both teams. Are you, if you're Aura PH, are you actually really comfortable with this kind of composition, the double core setup?
Yeah.
And maybe yes, because KelVJ is known to be a core and
Yeah.
JP is massive in the mid lane. But there was a time in Aura PH, there was a timeline where KelVJ was the mid laner and JP was the side laner.
Side laner.
Right?
But who knows?
Who knows right now?
maybe this is going to be a mid laner Roger. We're
And
still
the
not
Ling
sure.
side lane.
Side lane.
Ling side lane.
We shall see. We shall see.
We shall see. Lead.
So here we go, game number 1. Boys and girls, hold on to your horses. Because it is going to be, again, another classic Aura PH versus Onic PH. So yeah, JP is going to be the one in the mid lane with the Retribution. And KLBJ in the gold lane. It's actually refreshing to see KLBJ with the scary heroes right now.
That's right, that's right. But that is already also a sight to see. Look at Jay using the ejector not on the buff but onto JP. That might be even enough. But he will not be able to reset this. The fact that they're delaying this buff for a lot of seconds now, that's already so good. And Oh My Venus is just hovering around. They gave time for Weiss, the YSS, to win.
I like it. That is, of course, again, the Project Next meta, the importance of the buffs, the importance of the jungle for the jungler heroes, because you only have one Retribution in your arsenal. And again, you have this Jawhead who is just so irritating if you're up against with, especially with the ejector. Jay is at level 1, but yeah, his job is now done because look at Weiss. He is now at level 4.
Yeah, and if you are seeing his matchup, it's JP on the lanes, just level 3 at this moment. Cannot even show himself in the lane so easily because he can be zapped by Oh My Venus. Look at how confident Oh My Venus is.
Yeah.
It's actually punishing JP now. Refresh is far too late with the roll.
And you know what? The more units you have in the map, the better for the Eudora, the better for the Electric Conductor to proc. And there you go, Ejector coming in, KLBJ in trouble here, comes in with a pounce, and that is the first blood for Dlar with the Desert Tornado.
Wonderful play coming out from Onic PH. If we want to see more wonderful stuff, from October 27th to November 13th, log in the game and participate in the Trickster's Village event and get Halloween candies for a treasure spin. If you get 10 spins, it's a guaranteed turn. It's the special skin, the Hammer Giant.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And also, if you send 10-26 log in MLBB, win a skin, your account and your server ID in the comment section, you'll get a chance to win a Granger Lightborn skin.
Ooh, that's great.
That's great.
That's great. Speaking of great, Wise is doing great here against JP, who is actually at level 4. And KLBJ is also level 4 here, man. It seems like the early game is going towards the side of Onic PH.
I want to tell you a little bit of a story, a backstory to this. If you recall, Onic PH is one of those teams that first tried this double core setup before the Project Next.
Ooh,
and then during the Project Next, they tried it again. It did not work because the main win condition is to not get bullied in the jungle, not get invaded.
Speaking of bullying, Aura PH bullying Jay, but here comes Raging Sandstorm counter go from Dlar. Comes in with another Desert Tornado, plus the execute, getting 2 heroes. Dlar and the Dlar army is now screaming because Onic PH will also get the turtle.
I want to say, Dlar probably did not expect to kill Kiluwash in there. Because Kiluwash was just recalling. We can see in the Gillette instant replay, Kiluwash knows that he needs to get out, but Dlar was there. Kiluwash thought he actually got hit by the execute because he was nearer, but he wasn't the execute target anyways.
Yeah, Dlar just pressed that button and then boom. Hey, I got a double kill. Wow, I did that. And now Aura PH, look at this, man. They're behind by 1,000, and Onic PH, they actually cleared out some of the energy shields in the top and probably in the bot.
Yeah. Nevertheless, I think they're still confident with this Ling. And you also have another core to kind of put your hands on. Then again,
so it's fine. They're still fine. It's not yet over yet.
Jay, the sneaky moves. Stealing that orange buff is actually massive at this point.
Yeah.
You're not depending on the damage output that you get, the extra damage that you get out of the orange buff, but you want to get that gold and EXP as the Ling. And unfortunately, that is something that was taken away from Aura PH.
Crucial steal there.
Exactly.
From Jay. One of the sneakiest players to ever play the game, but Venus trying to survive that gank from JP. So,
oh no!
Oh no, it's a trap! JP coming out, I mean. with the Temples of Blades as Iaknu will just cancel the toggle of the Blood Odd. But Jay is just doing wonders for Onic PH right now, man.
They're just trying to stop this JP Link to actually farm. If you're looking at KLBJ, this is an interesting spell to have. It's Execute instead of something like Flicker or something else. Because he knows that he needs to eliminate his opponents, but unfortunately, it's not working at this point.
He can't. Because you have a Jawhead and you have an Alice as your opponent. So you can't really burst someone unless it's a Eudora or probably a Yishun Shin. But as I say this, Raplesha and company, they're falling low. Here comes the Black Dragon from our PH. Killua just spinning and going around town. But can he survive this? Dragon Tail knock up? No. Wise will secure another takedown. Onic PH, they're dominating the first 5 minutes.
So definitely dominating the first 5 minutes. They also took away the purple buff while at it, while also taking the turret. So apart from kills that they got in that middle part, they got a turret, they got a buff, they get a lot of farm right now. It's all of a sudden 5,000 gold lead for Onic PH and Aura. They are suffering the problems of having a double core setup. The greediness of this kind of lineup is something that can easily be punished.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Look at this. In terms of items, Onic PH now locking their BODs, their Clock of Destinies, and look at this, our PH only having the Windtalker, and that's actually an item that is quite cheap right now. But yes, it will give you damage, but unlike a BOD, which is massive.
Yeah.
Dude, Onic PH just gangstering their way. Here is...
Speaking of gangster, Iaknu.
There you go, Iaknu. Blood Odd. The damage output, where is it?
God.
Jay is here. Raplesha with the counter go. Flowing blood out for Iaknu. Onic PH is not giving any space for the side of Aura.
Man, you can say that in all of the Alice players that we have seen in the group stages, Benecutie was on top, but Iaknu is definitely a contender on whether you debate, is Benecutie better when it comes to controlling the Alice, or is it actually Iaknu? But I think Iaknu, in their victories, that was against an important opponent. I think it was NXP.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was against.
I think against NXP or probably Omega.
Yeah.
Or Blacklist.
That's right, and he was wonderful with that Alice.
He was. But yeah, Iaknu is saying, hey, Manjin and Wolf, I'm also a pretty good Alice player. I can definitely go in, do the aggressive plays.
I think pretty good is an understatement. Iaknu knows the ins and outs of this hero.
He masters it. But now, Omagin is the main target. That is a nice Raging Sandstorm to save the Eudora, but it was too late. 24 seconds of the death timer. Flowing blood coming in. Iaknu, he is, of course, late in the team fight, but Raplesha is already dead. 1-1 exchange. But still, Onic PH getting the purple buff and not giving this orange buff to Aura right now.
Yeah, they're just trying to make it really hard for Aura PH to get the farm. The 4 kills for Aura PH, but that was on supports. Literally just the supports. And Onic PH really don't mind dying on Oh My Venus. No matter what happens, Eudora is real impactful even in the late game.
There you go, nice stun coming in from Iaknu, but Jay comes in with the ultimate. He will eject for JP and he will punch him to the face. Jay, ladies and gentlemen, getting a crucial kill once again. Now inside the base. KLBJ with a revenge kill, but that was definitely a victory for Onic PH.
That still is a 2-1. I feel that it's a victory in a sense. But you have to take note, that's not the best case for you if you're on the PH. Yeah, sure, you killed JP, but you also gave Iaknu and Jay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I did not actually see Iaknu falling down though. Yeah.
If they convert this to stealing the buffs or, you know, preventing the link to farm, I think that's also doable. Like right now, Oh My Venus actually went in to get that purple buff. So the other purple buff now belongs to Onic PH. That means that they took away an important buff for the Ling.
Yeah, and that's dangerous in the hands of the Eudora. Oh My Venus. Man, this is actually JP still sleeping. Now only having the endless battle. 9 minutes in this battle, man. What a delay coming in from our PH. But there you go, another team fight. Raplesha falling low. Black Dragon form, killing spree
Look at
coming in from
Dilar.
Wise. But Lar solo killing one from behind. And KLVJ and Kaluash, everyone is running for their lives. Jay popping the ejector, popping the smart missiles. Run away, KLVJ. The king, run for your life. Oh no.
Oh!
Also JP.
They cornered him!
He can't
Oh my
jump.
God.
He can't jump.
Triangle offense from Onic PH! Triangle defense, I mean!
The triangle defense paid off. Onic PH
The triangle formation!
getting every kill from every sector of the map in the top lane. And with that, converting it to the Lord take.
Historically, Onic PH, they have not won. They haven't won against this Ling of Aura PH.
Yeah.
Ling of Aura PH, it was the stuff of the champions in MPL Season 5. It prevented Onic PH from defeating them once again. It was a threat, constant threat, but now they know already how to stop this.
Yeah.
They know how to stop either JP or KLVJ's Ling.
And I think the panel said that as well earlier. That people are actually giving the link to JP because they already have seen the blueprint. They know how to counter it. They know every specific role of the team to answer it. And with this, man, this is a shutdown for this monstrous Ling that we know of JP.
And we can see for Onic PH, they are going to be more conservative now. Kind of take this game away.
Yep. There you go. Speaking of taking the game away, Onic PH will try it. Winter Truncheon from Iaknu to prevent him from dying. Kiluash is also here, but Iaknu with the flowing blood in. Mega kill from Vlar once again because of Desert Tornado. Wise, does he have the traceless though? Yes, he has. But 3 heroes are already down for the side of Aura. Wise with another traceless. This is it. List it down. Onic PH gets game number 1.
A very dominant fashion indeed. They know exactly what is the weakness of this kind of composition, right? We're talking about this. Onic PH already failed with this before. The dual core setup wherein they had a jungler and a Roger in the side lane.